Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me for this month's Choose Your Own Adventure crystal reading. I'm Erin Lee, and you can find the rest of my readings on my website, VancouverIslandPsychic.com. And this is the Choose Your Own Adventure crystal reading for the month of May 2014. And really quickly before we get started, I've had a lot of people asking me about small little mini readings and if I offer those. And so on my website, VancouverIslandPsychic.com, I've revamped it and I'm now offering phone, Skype, and email question readings. So pop over and take a look if you're interested. Otherwise, stay tuned. So if you haven't experienced the Choose Your Own Adventure crystal reading before, this is how it works. I'm going to ask you to think about a question or multiple questions. There's no limit to the number of times that number of questions rather that you can ask, or the number of times that you come back throughout the course of the month to ask a question and get some guidance. So I'll ask you to think about a question or a couple more, and we're going to go through the crystal options that are available here. And so all you need to do is choose one of the following crystals to represent the guidance that you're looking for to your question. So to begin, the crystal choices that you have this month are Amethyst, Azurite, Jet, Carnelian, Citrine, Moonstone, Aquamarine, Lava, and Red Jasper. So take a moment to relax yourself, think about your question, and as you're thinking about your question, listen to the following crystal choices, and whichever one jumps out at you is the one that you're to choose. So again, the choices are Amethyst, Azurite, Jet, Carnelian, Citrine, Moonstone, Aquamarine, Lava, and Red Jasper. So we'll move the crystals off to the side. And this month we're going to be using Doreen Virtue's Messages from Your Angels Oracle card deck for our questions. So I'm just going to give the cards a shuffle, and I'm going to ask our angels and our guides to come in and help to provide us the messages that we need to help keep us moving forward in a strong, healthy, and positive way. And oh, it looks like we've got a theme card for today. Lila's popping in and she says, make sure that you're spending time alone in nature, meditating about your desires and your intentions. Ask the angels to help you gain a positive perspective. So that's a little message for all of us for the month of May. All right, so for the people who chose Amethyst, yes, the timing is right for this new venture. A happy outcome follows your positive expectations. So whatever question you've asked, the message that's coming up is yes, what you've been feeling and sensing about this situation is dead on. It's really important that you start moving forward with the intuition that you've been receiving, the messages, the guidance you've been receiving, because everything is about to start falling into place. So this is a really fabulous message to have coming up, and it's really a strong encouragement to be moving forward and to be taking action. If you've been kind of sitting back waiting to see what's going to happen, or looking for new indications, it feels like you have all of the information that you need right now, and the next step is the biggest one, is to start taking action on it. All right. For the people who chose Azurite, the message that's coming through for you is to make your decision. Ask yourself, which way brings me closer to my divine life purpose and which takes me farther away from it. And so the message that's coming up for anybody who's chosen this card is that it's really important to prioritize and take a look at what's really important in your life when making a decision and when approaching this situation. Part of the message that's coming up is that it's also really important not to get involved in the drama that may be coming up around this situation in your life, and to really step things back and look at it objectively. So try to disengage as much as you can from emotions that may be triggering you, or different things that may be triggering you within this situation. And in terms of it feels like you're coming to a point where a decision needs to be made and you need to take action, but that it's really important that you're following your integrity within the situation. So what is important to you? And if this situation isn't something that lines up with the things that are priorities in your life, in your overall what you want to be doing, what you want to be accomplishing in this life, then it's time to start moving on from the situation. So encouragement here is to really trust your gut and your instinct and follow your inner integrity. All right. For anyone who chose Jet, the message that's coming through is when you take excellent care of yourself, everybody benefits. Give yourself a relaxing treat today, such as a massage, sea salt bath, or pedicure. So the message that's coming up for this stone is that things have been becoming overwhelming. It feels like you're becoming overly involved within this situation and you're kind of starting to reach a burnout. The other thing that's coming up is that there's a feeling of a certain amount of negativity that's coming up within this situation, and it's really time to start disengaging from it. I'm really drawn to the crystal choice in particular with this one, and Jet is fabulous for neutralizing negativity. It just pulls that energy like right out of there. And actually, if this question has anything to do with physical healing or actually emotional healing as well, any sort of healing, I would encourage you to find a piece of Jet and to put it on your body where you're experiencing the pain or the difficulty within this situation, because that's going to help on a physical level to just suck that negativity right out of there. The encouragement here is also to make sure that you're taking care of yourself within this situation. So boundaries are important. Again, a feeling of kind of stepping back and away from the situation and looking at it objectively, but it feels like you're putting a lot of energy into the situation that doesn't need to be going there. So start redirecting it into yourself and into other things that are interesting to you, and everything else will start to balance and fall into place. It will also help you to gain a positive perspective on what's happening and what's occurring within the situation too. So take time out, take care of yourself. Don't put too much energy into this situation right now, and make sure that you are supporting healthy boundaries for yourself, because that is beneficial not only to you, but to everybody else who's in the situation as well. All right, let's bring some more crystals out. So, if you chose Carnelian, the message that's coming up for you is patience. Now is the time to learn, study, and gather information. Enjoy being a student, because in the future you will synthesize your knowledge into action. So the message that's really coming up for you here is to make sure that you're taking your time with this situation. There's no need to push, there's no need to force. Trust that everything is falling into place. Another aspect is Carnelian as a stone is a very creative stone. It's very much associated with the sacral chakra, which on a physical level has to do with reproduction. I feel it has a lot to do with hormone balance as well. And on an energetic level, it's a very, very creative stone. So to help bring things into balance and to help keep yourself patient within the situation, focus and direct your energy into creative pursuits, because there isn't anything more that you can be doing within this situation to push it forward. So redirect yourself, take some patience, keep your expectations as high and positive as you can about the situation, but that now is not the time to be pushing forward. It's coming back into foundation, a little bit of taking care of yourself, and also the encouragement too with this card is to make sure that this is something that you're passionate about. If this is something where you're putting a lot of energy into it and it feels like it's a bit of a drag and you're no longer inspired or passionate about it, take some time out and first reevaluate and see if this is something that you actually want to be doing. And if it is, take the time to refine the passion within it. And there's part of it is also coming up, if this is something that is work or career related for you in some way, if this is a career that you were once passionate about but no longer are, then it's time to go back to the roots of where you find your passion and readjust things so that you are feeling inspired by the work that you're doing. So this is all about patience, creativity, and passion. All right, if you chose Citrine, the message that's coming up for you is you have a gift for working with young people, and your divine purpose involves helping, teaching, or parenting children. So first of all, there are a couple of different things that this could mean. One, if you've been thinking about becoming a parent, you have any questions about parenting, or if you've been wanting to move into a direction where you're working with children, this is a really clear sign that yes, that is exactly what you need to be doing. Please focus and concentrate your energy on that. And from a manifestation point of view, citrine is one of the most powerful manifesting stones. It helps to keep energy really clear and positive, and it's a naturally clearing and cleansing stone. So if this is something that you're wanting or you're needing clarity about, clearing the situation is really important, as is keeping your intentions as high and positive as possible. Now you might be sitting there saying, my question had absolutely nothing to do with children. Then the message that's coming up for you is to make sure, one, that you're resting, you're nurturing, and you're taking care of yourself. It feels like the role that you are playing within this situation is as a nurturer and a caregiver, and helping to not push things through, but to guide them along. It feels like there's wisdom that you're bringing within this situation. So what you can do is be that person who is supporting within the situation. And the other message that's coming up with that too is to make sure that you have really healthy boundaries within the situation as well. Because when we are in a position where we're caring for somebody, or situations, it's really easy to kind of hit that burnout place. And so really important that you are maintaining boundaries that are healthy for you and for the people involved in your nurturing and caregiving role. And also remember to clear. Clearing is so important. All right. If you've chosen Moonstone, the message that's coming up for you is you have an important life purpose involving communication and the arts. Please don't allow insecurities to hold you back. I will help you. So again, same with this card here. If you've been looking at pursuing a career in writing, or something that is artistic, anywhere where there's any sort of communication that's involved, this is a clear sign that yes, this is exactly what you need to be doing. Please push forward with it. If you are experiencing any difficulties in bringing that about, call on Archangel Gabrielle and ask her for help in creating opportunities, or the time, or whatever it is that you need to happen in order to make that shift in your life. Ask for help with that. Now the next message that comes up is that if that doesn't make sense to you, what's coming up is that there needs to be more communication within the situation, and it's important that you start trusting yourself to speak your truth about what's happening. And it feels like part of the reason that you may be holding back from doing that is a fear of coming across as being kind of cranky. Cranky is perhaps not the word that I would have chosen, but we're keeping this G-rated. So this is encouragement to really express yourself within the situation. Again, boundaries are coming up with this as well, and making sure that you're being really clear about what you are able to put into the situation and what you aren't. And then also with Moonstone. Moonstone is an incredibly powerful crystal for women. It's very strongly connected and related to intuition, to hormones, monthly cycles, and it's very, very gentle. So know that you are able to effectively communicate within this situation in a really gentle, loving way, but that is also assertive and strong as well. All right, let's take a look at our last three crystals. Okay, So if you've chosen Aquamarine, the message that's coming up for you is it is safe for you to be powerful. You know how to be powerful in a loving way that benefits others as well as yourself. So again, there's a lot of communication that's coming up within this stone. And Aquamarine is a crystal that is, I most commonly associated with the third eye. So that's clairvoyance and clearly being able to see situations and what's happening. But it's also popping in that this is a lot of support that's coming up for the throat chakra as well. So again, within this situation, it's really clear, really important that you are being clear about what it is that you need and what it is that you want to get out of this situation. And that there's also this feeling of kind of like, don't hold back, just put it out there. And Athena, who is the card, the angel card who has come up, is saying that it is safe for you to be powerful within this situation. So start stepping forward. It's important that you start taking more of a leadership role within this. And part of that leadership role too, often we think of leaders as taking on a lot of responsibilities. And although that's partly true, it's also really important that you are delegating and asking for help too. So this situation is calling for a lot of strength and support, and that you are taking a leadership a role. If that's a position that you're having a difficult time taking, whether within this situation or just in life in general, call on your angels and ask for help and support with that, because it feels like this is an overall shift that you're starting to experience within your life as well. And the message just kind of keeps popping through: delegate, delegate, delegate. So don't take it all on. Ask for help and be really clear about what it is that you need, and know that you can do that from a very loving place. If you've chosen lava, the message that's coming up with you is you have a special bond with animals. Your pets on earth and in heaven are watched over by angels. So first of all, if this question has anything to do with pets or animals, know that whatever is happening, that you are fully and completely supported in that, and that your pets are fully and completely supported in that as well. There's kind of a bit of feeling of activism that's coming up around this card as well. And actually the lava crystal itself is a very, very powerful motivator. It brings around a lot of change, and it happens very, very quickly. And there's a lot of transformation that happens as well. So it feels like, in addition to nurturing, loving, supporting, and connection with pets and animals, is there's also a lot of change that's starting to come through within this situation. And the message is to know that you are safe within this situation and with everything that's happening, and that everything is going to be okay, but that it may for a while seem like it's not okay. So embrace the change. Don't try to force it or control it, but to kind of sit back. And actually the encouragement is also there to be connecting with animals in order to find that support while that change is happening as well. But know that you have a lot of angelic support helping you with this situation, with the changes and the transformation that is about to happen. And if you've chosen red jasper, the message that's coming up for you is to help heal this situation, see the other person's point of view with compassion. So the message that's really coming up here is that there's a feeling of miscommunication or being overly concerned or aware of what's happening on your end, but not being aware of what's happening with the other people who are involved within this situation. So the message is to take a step back and to take a look at the situation, not from your own perspective, but how somebody who is on the outside looking in would see the situation, and how the other person or people who are involved are seeing or experiencing the situation. It feels like any difficulty that you may be experiencing right now starts to change and shift, and things become easier as you approach it with compassion and recognize that within this situation, everybody is doing the best that they can with the tools and the resources that they have, and that is good enough to make change. Because whenever the situation is being approached on all sides with a feeling of compassion and where you're bringing your best forward, then things start to come together and happen, and there's stability that happens within that. The red jasper aspect of this stone is helping to bring things into reality. So it feels like there's a lot of work that's been happening on an energetic level or an etheric level or metaphysical or spiritual or whatever you want to call it, however you perceive it. There's a lot that's been happening kind of up here, and red jasper is the encouragement to kind of bring that energy down and to really ground it in. So if you've been asking for a lot of help with this situation or have been working a lot on an energetic level, make sure that you're taking the time to physically ground back within the situation. And that goes with any sort of energy healing that you may be doing just kind of in general, but particularly with this. So after you do anything energetic or spiritual with regard to the situation, make sure that you're taking the time to ground after. And great ways to do that are to come physically back into your body. Exercise is a great way to do that. We're trying to keep this PG, but sex is a great way to do that. Physically connecting with the ground, energetically connecting with the earth in whatever way, anything that kind of brings you comfortably back into your body will help with this situation as well. I'd like to thank you so much for joining me for this month's Choose Your Own Adventure crystal reading. I'm Erin Lee, and you can find the rest of my readings on my website, vancouverislandpsychic.com, and I want to wish you a fabulous month.